bra wo body e tale to command no mutim na eno som na ye game anyame ya doma nyume no eno som na ba koso na onim sa se da eno ye catch so player ye fam so semen omunyina no wo som adjoin a training session eno som na cross eno a chesa na manager na epanko dia na chesa na Nigeria ni akota no wo som na ya available adama boboku a ye fam so no aye gala wa bro mo so ya let ko tim no wo mo ye som abo eno chi ba mo chi tim no wo so body e tia boboku a ye fam so junior say Jeruai eno ye gamer eno som abakoso ye wo Chelsea abo en som aye tia Pastors en so wo fie eno wo chi la Vikia Senora eno som aye Juve omo bo en som aye tia Jose Marinos aye Benfica na chese Jose Ekwawe en som awo sama chenemo ana wo constant Laurent Velodrome en som awo France ana na Monteswa eho ana Marcel Boboku no wo som abodi tia Boboku a ye fan se Liverpool and watch Newcastle wo aye Boboku a wo ni PSV Eindhoven omo no en som game abas one sana Boboku ran so boss and anuya na nkomo enjoy 11 game winning streak amana ekoba sam amuso lusu game edoma sociedad wa bone amuso body tia Laryea pride no some na game and some na because 8 o'clock yere am tetanu dia kan nyina no en some na bana yenkwa na en some matches no dia na chesa matches awasa baso nyina no ma me ba mo chintimo nim sa me no kase ban en some na club wo mo mantare mo na omo kesa wo mo some abastante omo contract no na medical ba din commandata ma baka aye diet upamecano wɔn nso ne flight no ɛno nso ayɛ 6 o'clock local time ɛna ati akɔ na match a yɛbɛbɔ na ɛkɔba sɛ nsɛntwerɛfoɔ bisa coach ɛfɛn sɛ ana slot sɛ ɔpani na obianom sɛ wone mo sala na asɛ wantwi bi ɛwom ɔkɔ AFCON waba sɛ obu ofisa kora na ɛm sɛ bia wanya time ɛde a reflect ɛnsom ɛne ate ofu sɛ bia mo no ɔyɛ obi a na mo de atomachi hwii ni hɔ ɛno so season mu aduruba bi ma Mohamed Salah etena bench eduruba bi ma ofi bench ebai ana matches ni bi won so a wan fa Salah edi anka ayama day squad no kra enti ewo ho ba do be so kan nyina so bi a wo hwam na wo hwa ade no so ye bi abaja to musa wan Salah problem bien ho enti obi ka se bi ono ene akwata no so awo problem a ya na on tia se do be so kan sa asem bien ho ye be tie Liverpool coach owi fa no sa ana slot awa bro no edin kom ade fa mo eho.
And there's been one moment where I decided not to take him to the game, and for all in the brought him in is the first substitution against Brighton. So at that moment of time, there's never been an issue for me, but at that moment of time, I think the outside world could see that there was no issue, and he's the first time he's able to be in the squad again. He is because he trained with us today, and he's in the squad. And let's see for the lineup if you still think there's an issue. There's been a moment in the season where from the manager I can't just like Sebiana more ever started and I Sebia more and some starters from the Okan latter part our chess and a press and your conference room line up the bottom of Jasuri and a modern Casano among somebody at Jache Moniameno and some like a crab a young co a young Prague and Anna Barcelona when we came about Bonsa Fono when we see any now German second Barcelona Nipa Dudua when we took Mokago support and Montes South Following and some other support and Barcelona and some report I mean making sure Lamin Jamal accumulation of yellow cards and internal one I suspended when we came and I was a bus and yes Akotano when you be about 10 years sanitaria then you just say you barishanum ammonia do some our chance you didn't say many janum others was set up no Jamaican and pay and some other report I mean say can say I like say goalkeeper your fan say one Garcia one other them any yellow card one some other suspended family Lopez any yellow card one some other suspended and sana Kotana your fan say Gerard Martin one some nana Julia Ribo na Okonya Bukia one some other suspended against Copenhagen our Champions League no more nina I update free woman some other banana peno I was sure Sunama Barcelona woman goalkeeper my China Emmanuel call Shironya Manu Kasai wouldn't say and Testagan Sharaka video ne back Testagan a control Chesani teammate and a petronic gas or no will be any agent will be any Jamana Kraba and then they can some party which will be one man who bought quality and some and a sunny man in a Cosana Bossa Fampa wouldn't say Bossa Yashamu say and Testagan what be say Barcelona and Shironya a bar Testagan entimi mo game no entia eye Barca no so na we dey do no so awa pa ye dey obi ma olona ontimi mo entia parents club we ba Premier League ni ma eye adwuma sometimes clubs will be on ma ya no mo ankasa no we ma gum so me na me wa fem o mo bat ye hia o betimi abo se coach no ponko dia we bo mo abo bat Testagan je no die nya no sam antesa we mo close ashem ontimi mo game entia Barcelona Chesano and some the update free and I swear the banana peno and some our shows na Jamaican say Robert Lewandowski answers said the likeliest scenario and some other Lewandowski no you season ya obeko because mfie no sam kwani mu abasa pe ayemo jamono e dia beshem tene e so mu jane kwa bat jemense kan say ebese bia na modum asom perifoni ne Lewandowski so na adwese kwan bia so no wonom abeso oto aso ema FC Barcelona 1 ejisem sika woche woteso ana fani wo se bia otena yamo ama o me bowo hune emeye na fa wi insight enkwada no menkwe so wo mo pema aso mo tiechena de abi se obestadia na ne ball no minute na obo no eso bete because ayede Barcelona ensom ade striker ebeba ene ye 1 ana for 2 womo som abaman kodare playing time tinya bia nya game bia na Lewandowski benya bia bo ompa no sadia na ne abama kwan ede won mu otutu so na mo ompa no sadia woni abeti yeste na afi wuti sika so a na se wo no eno ensom abafom na Chelsea manager no do so kan nyina nsara supporters amoye demo aye weni nyina no be so ka chem very simple Liam Rosinia ensom ase you want to kasa mo Chelsea na munumuno ayeda mo behu mo Chelsea ne back answer ye ka Chelsea asante JT mo time dra wo mo so kokko be ma e Chelsea mo bo Champions League final o sam okona Chelsea for no ye training na Michael Ballack kanum Michael Essien time Chelsea drug banum and now kanum Florent Malu danum time dra o se tackles no Mikel Obibesia tackles na wiem na bo this training in pony no share match dem di Abama na sam o asem bone papa serious anti obaso Chelsea mo Chelsea na munim no so bia born na fe and watch dey bia mo bosha mo je titles and ya je Chelsea no and some abasaba or promise and no some adebema mo ayasema Liam Rosinia some yakotudwa na se Chelsea for no be say we mo qualify na fe we mo run our top 8 Serbia we mo avoid a play offer and you some amusha na against Pafos because our last game we mo Napoli and ababo we mo say no ka say Napoli so a club we mo start plan and Chelsea and some the game because Scott McTominay na kwakodun komo na dikama Liam Rosinia we run on abeso Chelsea and kabe mo de pass on betimi qualify na fe we mo nkonkobo playoff na sama schedule ababa doso ebosa na asem also kobo extra 2 games ayana ha twempa yenche se Liam Rosinia and some didn't come up
be great. Especially when you're a new manager coming in, you want those training days so you can imprint a little bit more. But the most important thing is getting through. That's what's important. So tomorrow we focus on the game. Pafos is not an easy game. They're still in a position where they can qualify. Analysing them, they have strengths in terms of the way Albert has put the team together that we have to be aware of. But we need to go out and perform really, really well and not think too much about how important it is to miss out games. The most important thing is qualifying. It would be optimal. It would be great.
Perforce and a gamer and some other the most important thing and some other Chelsea ever qualify no young common manager and D ever Bruno Peno yet an update and the academy and answer at Bana when him say and you are Tottenham Hotspur Omucha Dortmund na my coach and father Thomas Fanci and Frank na Mandela from last week you can't make us woman obaso sake manager no and no Mandela because one more Abamana ball aye Dortmund game na fe woman yo majane ko about Dortmund enwa chese wawini enano pay ye peniu satiadia Tottenham Hotspur woman some I can say Thomas Frank Namia Duma Yawada answer media duties because Premier League Ebesamba weekend and enemy in press conference on Thursdays. Na Yawada ono ana eye coach and performance say we ba kwakwa press conference na say the press conference say automatically we want to be some coaching game against Bell yedim say bia nkunimdi a wodi ni eno ano what they buy time e dia mane ho and some our Tottenham and as say ana manager no situation in future and some be some coach e honeymo and na eye Wednesday nyame armo chena we want to be some press conference e dia ma Spurs and then ayo mo so mo dia to cafe mama Napoli enwa wo wɔn san kɔbɔ draw na Scott McTominay say jawa what the bisasa team bia wɔn wiase we lose players best be 6 echo 7 echo 8 we are hwan ebe afecto na de ɔno ɔtena se wɔn hu say I was wɔn yɛ nneɛma yie I was ɔmo yɛ a little bit of magic I say also ɔno abebia no ɔbɛn Lukaku na sɛ mo partnership no enso pabana asa Rasmus Hojlund enya bona we be am bɛn no nti so mo bodies ɔmo players ni bi ɛbɛn Hojlund Serebea, Bonum, Okoti, player no ha. Or be better me a support here, and no, any job I could do about say, and also Mohena or Omoyan, and no, and a game of Scott McTominay, and some other two.
We need to find a way to score the second and the third goal. It's poor, to be honest. We need to push a little bit more to try and kill the game off, especially when they've got 10 men. So no, but we have a great game against Chelsea coming up, so hopefully we can do the business there.
Yeah. I just wanted to ask you, what are the reasons? Because I watched the league also, and at the moment you just cannot find a way to win games, regardless of what the opposition is and the situation is the game. What do you think that is?
Yeah, we need to find that little bit extra in the final third, that little bit of magic or them combination plays that we did so well last year. Obviously, I was a little bit higher up with Romelu, and we need to try and find bodies to get around Rasmus and really help him whenever it gets in between the lines and through balls to shoot. So yeah, I mean it's part of it. We've got so many injuries at the minute. It's very difficult with 6, 7, 8 players injured. So for us, we're just trying to push and continue to work as much as possible to try and turn it around a little bit. We need to find a way to score the second.
I Scott McTominay now Tessa ya Jenny accepts and some manager somebody woman Chelsea game so your my dear Tiano Kakre free and some other Bernardo Peno and was shown us na ebiam yen shifty yen game call Fanci ana Chesena Arsenal woman some akoya Jumana come on sir manager Fanci Teta cross ya the Fanci rotation enwa woman Joe Carrish and started and Chesa Chesa cross Arsenal and some about Piero and Capi and no Chesa squad depth Arsenal woman some because enwa game no wabo Chesa Mosquera and William Saliba ebo Julian Timber ebo Larry Scully woman woman starting game Emma the Guinness and I just a Berichi Eze Ebeka and so Mendy and Mika Merino ho Nessa Rice and Massa Asna Timo Anwashio na Leandro Trossard one Jesus and Asaway Gabriel Jesus and Abukayo Saka woman started later and what day Chesa Branch Vanessa Chesa Rice and Ben White and Gabriel Magalhaes and Victor Joe Carrish and Martinelli and some Abamo Wontumi first 11 SI second 11 number Panacho in Tampa I just want to come to the Ethiopia Emsa Nakra went to me and Nabi now because I know Kasai when you say Abraham about to just enter woman to Arsenal lose it to say by nominee Ateno all said Jaban Sam and woman lose 3 consecutive Champions League matches area to us and for the first time and some our club no history mo Serbia Inter Belize and 3 matches our Champions League and some area to us Nati Adansidia Omu again Christian Kivu one coach Adama Inter Edin Emra coach and say you want to just say when we are drummed to me now Arsenal are stronger was it Usha and game on boya a bunny intensity no bro Inter Milan so a bunny technique Arsenal a bro Inter Milan so a bunny pace a bunny passion Serbia ya Jumadenako a bunny Serbia ya tackle lines la bra was it just a duels net tackles bibia just a bibia ya dear bobia bra and one Inter Milan for no just a no my fet and some anybody Fanci the Guinness and woman some Jumana okay woman legend you found Beppe Begomi or we found say Beppe Begomi abo Interpain what also the Arsenal and what does I say say see ya can say Arsenal woman the strongest team in Europe wo de fatim bi a opa bi abra enti o say Arsenal no woman weak points say bi abeka so Arsenal team na ha etosini ye de be fa ho e bi a hanyuru say tatamaza e woni o say Arsenal team no woman any weak points and woman ye the best team say see aye kasai and some our shiwe power bra no e obi a wa bobo no bi player ye fa no say bepe begomi ana ono and some other chances some no and some other tuja na say Arsenal woman ye guaranteed aye top 2 woman to so wana woman to so mienu ewa bra ye wie aye group phase of the Champions League na sign to Arsenal round of 16 answer first leg woman abekwa away now return leg amaba be bo ewo fie entini ye say finish year na bia honest ke amaba be bo ewo fie say na Arsenal woman de am abesia kwa say wo bia say Arsenal anje Champions League na woman abeji Premier League na omubusa coach ye fan Mikel Arteta say opani say them say believe and some abajidi abam am some kranshabi abam so kwan bia so no mobaje aye Champions League ade asimu na so na odi tie de Arteta ko fast we see asemna no
and the conviction that we have that we can compete against any team. Then you have to do it on the day. In order to do that, a lot of things have to go your way, and you have to put a lot of things on the table to make it happen. And I love the attitude of the team to come to this stadium in that atmosphere against the opponent that we had, because they are really good and they make it so hard for you because they stretch you so much immediately. In 2 passes you are open. But we played with a lot of intelligence, and when we have to manage the game, we've done it within the Champions League. Is a very important thing, and the starters made an impact, the sauce made an impact, and that's all the ingredients that you need at the end of the day. You won't have the option to win here.
Kasebia timbi award day was sure na chesemsa enfo any opponent on the Bessiano. I was so 20 deep na the channel said the best start you do free bench elbow. I was so many no and some Juman Edma enemy and I will be able to Yabasha in Tamalan our Fanci and yes idea Nany chess ourselves forgetting report to Minion Sessiano sir you call Real Madrid what I'm holiday to Madrid players coach your son Alvaro Belwa was say and of the Bian Quajana Home Yamian Motina and Beruzumi a training channel and some players now when we are Juma chess and one at Jupapa who shop Monaco 6-1 and I just say and worship antenna coach and say of day and some other money players no Raul Asensio also called first half Rama now Donosomo coming in say a precautionary measures and I'm taking Enra no member some risk and Raul Asensio the signing tea I'm say Omuba Hesebia Kwana pra and I said be pra but metesa a Kobasebia Raul Asensio so say Nyamian Fofie never said be a burning so pra game against Viao one of some entry mobidia Nene Chesa for a Belwa and 2 center backs pet Den Heisen any David Dalaba, woman and a bear available for BRL and some gamer and then because one play maybe catch also coach now you follow Carlo Ancelotti and no as our stadium na Bakua Sabaya just as a Ancelotti first game in charge our Champions League for Madrid 6-1 and Rafael Abelwa and so first game for Madrid Champions League one of some 6-1 Ancelotti we no coach na babia one trophy cabinet and what baby a Champions League goma sun line and a coach a picture and one take you to the Instagram and make you post now the message our DJ a picture and so also or JU yes or Jamiasa to the 15 and will say what a Champions League night our Bernabeu now what the Madrid almost supporters in say some now but Emma team now Kwabas from Kukwa so cry now always Real Madrid good luck for the rest of the season hello Madrid I know I said your manager Fanci Ancelotti and some other message by now Kwadane Fanci Franco Mastantuono one and was a Joe Hun and Rania Bruta and not replace will be as Vinicius na minimum or na Master Antonio and will say dear Emma and the Decranasa and one Vinicius and Jude Bellina on bra asi ya bomb apia will be a modern ball so no and then just as the moment ya ball bama sample woman ball tutu any address any money na akoswa yana e wasa we react into the end day panasanwa woman you so form a banner sa form no woman e wogidi say e beboa ama Madrid etimi age aye titles no and some ade so mo na so ana must on no some other so say and some people so media ni mu a che so mo ntere kwa no mo ka mo yes I ana Jude Bellingham no night club be e Madrid onim ho ana che so hwen sampa o hwebia e ma no ban no ya dra vadem ba sabe ha anopa 9:30 kai wuba na chese Vinicius eye training na wa onka say yo no wo ye training say sabi abuwa bi na say enya no kweda sabi ne plan na manajo ho match night club na chese wo do jumanti Manston Tono and some defender one teammate na mami Jude wonu say na ye ka say on say Madrid ekoluzi Super Copa de España obekase wiase abanawie and watch Madrid and some other club na no ye ba so mo drop point to be and Alonso no na be hey but ye can wukola league ni mu a say just 1 point and Barcelona and the chain and Madrid and wosan share and Champions League ni mu a Madrid our top 8 ni mu enti say she see na Jude Bellingham edi kan to won komo no mu bisa Jude say upon situation in an ehupa say and was soon your mama brother woman fighting for a yenia your fellow Champions League cafe La Liga no woman some other soon yentie Jude and Koma Odi
top 8 in the Champions League as well. This is what a crisis feels like at Real Madrid.
It's funny how things change, isn't it? A couple of days. It's it's a funny game, isn't it? It's very fickle at times. You know, things are up and down and up, and I think the key is to remain. You're going to be moments when you feel like you're on top of the world and you've got to tell yourself you need to do more, and then there's times where you feel like you're at the bottom of the world trying to hold it up, and you got to tell yourself that you just got to keep going and do the right thing. So I'm sure it will continue to go like that at points in my career, in the career of all my teammates, but for now it's nice to be on a bit of an up, and hopefully we can carry on.
Jude after the game the same and Komono mame omu coach Fanci Alvaro Abelu say Abelua answered the same question and omu bisa say just 1 point behind FC Barcelona more top 8 and what Champions League anymore but that will be a season up by Laryea kwade Real do and you may and also Abelua edisa adeno Komo
against a tough team, but we are not.
Finally, Real Madrid just 1 point behind Barcelona in La Liga, in the top 8 in the Champions League as well. There's still a lot to play for this season.
Yes, many games to come, and we are there, 1 point behind in La Liga. Now we go to Villarreal. Difficult match against a tough team, but we are not with a lot of confidence after this game. So let's do it.
Finally, Real Madrid just 1 point behind Barcelona in La Liga, in the top 8 in the Champions League as well.
Kasano post match oyana enra Udman Italiano player Merebetu John sports by say or say or no obeso stay Madrid any fear obeso tena and into the Madrid and come on obeso mu di celebrate Vini ebe stand a contract report am say kan enra nani agent I fan Federico Pena no some our stadium agent Lankasa take you to IG a posti emi so no and some other stadium and into no wo mo gide be say be na kra ye kasa meeting abakoso na be a Vini come on no matimi o sere on so me yan yoma sere be a won so me betimi asante and some adama club na say me no kasai Real Madrid aye club wo mo say na am say Vini and yoma mu ye de ema no moral support and up teammate adiamano TELECAST staff ediamano club no omo management ediama afei ebanu se bia chese Florentino Perez no ani ade omo soro na wo mu nyina so diamano ediabiem awoso hwe na afei won some sign contract no and some atena Man City common die wo bodo na bodo for no ya mu ko bisa Jose Mourinho wasa wɔn yɛ stop bomb brutal ebi a wuni mu a ɛna bɛka sɛ ebi a bɔdɔ fɔri bi a sɛ wɔn nyɛ obi ana wɔn hɛ adwene papa na Erling Haaland akyɛw pa no ɛmsɛ ɛno a na Pep Guardiola kwade wɔsɛ when momo because we mo last season Europa semi final ni adro mu twetwe mo about Erling Haaland say we be say na onye nkyere mu bia fama nti ya chawpa eno na so mo ye yinti Erling Haaland shockingly enwa wo mo kwawe ekolusu 3-1 Edema Bodo Glimt.
You will have expected to do well and expected to win. You just mentioned there the experienced players need to step up. Was it a mindset thing this evening, do you think, that potentially you got wrong?
No, I don't know. I don't have the answers. And again, as I said, I take full responsibility of not being able to score the goals I should do. So it's just apologize to everyone, every single Man City supporter and every single supporter that travelled today, because in the end it's embarrassing. And in the end, I mean, both they played some incredible football, and in the end it's deserved. So honestly, I don't know what to say because I don't have the answers. And what I can say is sorry.
Obviously a game you will have expected to do well in next.
New stadium now so a new daso koso na new update adema Camu and say we electric elevators no am say o ma so afedo o ma install ayadwuma anya fe na abukwa konwan ne ade ade no wo mu so ya na afa ba bia VIP ensom ebe oni nyina no wo mu da so ya won so adwuma achese adwuma no gusu a enkoso gidigiri awo say come new ho na yakɔ Premier League ma de me nyan say Michael Carrick man for coach no wɔkɔhwɛ ana 21 wɔn game against Sporting and one acho na amanfo bɔna ba so pa okay some be ka say yes we be na morum wɔn nkwara game on si ase da wa mepɛ no bi a coach be no on sa akwara we ya de na so we nya de no a we fa say Michael Carrick kono nie ɛna monitor nkwata no wɔn so de na man for supporters na wɔn yɛ sem am be demo 1958 for them say ebekɔ so as planned nyame ya doma wɔn game against Fulham no aye Samuel be say bia be ayo almost kwan bia so demo no de aye je omo be omo nyai kra mo tenta su kokɔ ade atre ayo omo owners na enom aye je film aje ba okay aye Diego Costa ba Chelsea we ye adwuma da Jose aye adwuma da Antonio Conte we say Jose Mourinho na we say Jose ye coach na player bia we adwuma da Jose no wo ba train na no pakwa no we nya keke wo menya na no Jose aye adwuma na ba ko no Conte wo say da bia wo ba wo mu na da bia Antonio Conte mu na wo bia nya no hwe wo bia mo ne chem so wo bia ni na tem na so da bia no coach no wo ma long face one sere a chese da bia o problem I say wo so na wo so oni bia wo wi ase San Antonio Conte no ho na so timi ka se be na no coach enya problem no wonder say coach me ka Sam Costa ensom honto say wo mo train our Chelsea no bia mpenasem eno aya soma bronchi a ye fa no say Costa and ya to Gamma Sadio Mane watch nay. We want to flight mum a day a trophy Elcono, Mane so bo a Royal Okunibio Massa or the Mars Piget. Royal Okono, Unsa Mane so Pradian Bonson, why Eden Hazard Mudianibi. So about 1 million no Quabeco Brano community any day just $36,500. Amount to my bonnet just to know couple. Said I said, no will be down on now. What was this here? 395,842 Ghana. When and a man in Miamu and some other call almost a year 4 billion. And can you see canon? And I said, your man in the corner, I say, one tab or dino. Mammy, all team of the tournament, I can't find you quick. Now you're Miasuna for young Fanyama and some Ensina. Our team of the tournament, almost some na man buy no onyamu rai or a calf team of the tournament anymore a Victor Osimhen Sadio Mane and for Brahim Diaz afei wobenya a chese Papa Gay and some our medo afobenya Demola Lukman and some Idrissa Gana Gay and Anuzel Mazraoui and Ashraf Hakimi wobenya chese Niakate one Ansana a Calvin Bossy a kauna goalkeeper no one fa Yasin Bonu ano a Bono na san Ghanaian no and Bonu and a goalkeeper away a calf team of the tournament. Yen first na bedwa from an afi yen to aso and anopre still live on Wontumi TV, digital satellite, live on Wontumi TV, live on Facebook and YouTube. Yen to aso.
Kweku play your blue color, then the PAC, then go pass through fire. That's a Davi, no watch here, the weather them part. Forgetting now on the roof, no watch it. I'm laughing like a killer. When I'm reading the ship, my mama will fill her. Paris will be a chase to foot to the Jenna. Na Hindu Mapa. What you mean when you need era of Morino? The club World Cup to the chase to go Caribbean. Anyway, I like your demeanor. Matenda, Chelsea will to move winner. My preferred tidy to elimina. Joe, Enzo Fernandez, Benefitina. One question, I'm so now Yama, I have a phone who said it, and so Ebesiako full house, and so Ewaha. Na meza ewa na fe anything latte na boga so aba bedru am say 1 month ewo Morocco de anya ba be ketu akra du Morocco de aso adu abrochiri se ya ko ba de usuba akwa sua ni
masa
this US you go any US in your coming by the Avenue. He said, Bibia Bocode.
Mon ami.
Hey,
ça va? Je ne comprends pas. Hein? Hey. Ça va?
Yahoo.
Allô? Allô, monsieur?
Yahoo.
Ça va?
I was saying, dear, because they are.
Now, I'm a shamo. Maybe I'm a shamo.
I want wine.
I am a show.
The sporty demand on say Biaka. Me am ready say Biaka go. Obi a odi pan on kwa de.
Na say nneoma so ye wo ho no. So hu bibia.
Wo. Ye baba so na Mike anti ebra no so a na ya bom Morocco so nkomo kakra but yamra Champions League ni me na ye hwe eno ade na fa yemfamfra enade no. New.
And now, Mikel Arteta make a huge statement over Europe, and I'm sure say Obia or follow Arsenal for some time after Arsene Wenger call, you know, or what dream say at some point in time they would have a coach or but me about fix it club, you know, baby and they've been waiting for this moment. Now, any moment in the Ukraine, my generation say they are right on course. Everything they've been putting on the table this season. They are really much on course. But my main starting comment say Inter Milan and lose Champions League games. Consecutively for the first time in their history. Now my dream say Inter Milan they na acquire repetitive levels. Now acquire recycled sources. We oma fabimo pay and masabe draw. At the time na Jose Ebabeje. Are we back to Mikel Arteta and Arsenal story no? Jose before no more de Inter Milan no. Na Roberto Mancini na afa squad no. E dia ye adwuma for some time. Na Inter for na dwen yomo say Roberto Mancini hit on no ne peak but any squad ne peak. Looking at the materials they had at that time. They said say Mancini drew quarter final and atwena sign. O drew semi final and atwena sign. Yeah, kwame said we betumi aya na why but squad we there we can still have another coach. Obetumi anya the best out of this squad and that Yankofo be Fanimra a serial winner, a proven one. And non a man Omokofa Jose edin buy you know. So my point is yo Inter Omabepim but they are so much fortunate so many Christian Kivu all by best start to be before because looking at Ajuma Mo you know look squad we you know they are not a very bad squad. But they are also not a very top squad. I'm your bad squad. You can't tell me say Lautaro mo your Neturamo. No, Yansuma. But they're not at the top there. Okay say your bo your mama next one in Roma. And you women be born the next one. No? Like I was telling you and Ramike Carrick you might with regards to Manchester United. It's a sort of boss here. Try aduane bio but a delay was me boss here. Me answer me catch say it's a secretary boss here the mo be but nipa na obeba no to me my yes sorry to say that dirty job no we adwuma no Inter Milan dey na see Wontumi ma achieve for. The midfield, whatever shape on Bobia has always been free back. Free in the middle, 2 wing backs, no 2 top. The 2 striker system now you're for Inter Milan for a long time. Or starting Milito near 2 time, no Bassa. They have always been going for 2 Lukaku, Lautaro at some point. Benya Lautaro and then Costuram. It has been this Jeko at some point with Mbeshimo. Free the middle no Mkhitaryan any horse say shall not glususunio. It told me the Zielinski Peter and Abesho and only Peter Sausage. So Swabaka in Fifi no Naka Nicolo Abarella. It's good. But imagine you must say a repetitive levels. Level when you hunu. They peaked at the time when Man City boss are final. That was the peaking point of Inter Milan. Yeah, or Messi. But on the score of the Arsenal team now, after game, Inter Milan were legend back home or Casemi, Beppe Begomi. After Inter's loss, Arsenal is currently the strongest team in Europe. They have no weak points. Where you be a winning game, no so I'll share game, no be better instead of who say no. Yeah, the able home was San Siro. But I didn't go for the year, you know. Looking across the field, no many weakness will be. But shall they be or say? Okay, can't quite say or start at the mind and major to turn. From Christian Kivu, the coach, we tried, but Arsenal is stronger. This is reaffirmation of what Begomi was saying. They were stronger tonight in terms of intensity, technique, pace. Natural pace, I say. Possession of the pitch and the way they attacked the lines. They came in a very strong and in their duels and tackles. Look, when a coach speaks this way, a full admiration when the opponent.
Yes.
Pace is speed plus acceleration. Ricardo. Ehia se ubemiemu a osawa hode ade bemiemu pachawati ase
yes
rika na wo start ya wo kro no ahode na wo start ya wo you are in full flow ehia se ube increase mirika no which is called reacceleration and now carbon more speed and acceleration a kind of pace. Christian Kivu is talking about this Arsenal team now. Look, this season Mikel Arteta has dealt in a way we follow football. No, but say this guy this season trophy, big trophy, Bano. Only say share buying 3-1 no. Last November, share buying 3-1. 3-1 we no share interno. And you may be say buying the no. And no say line up on a drop Declan Rice.
Wontumi.
Obi akofa buy anyway line up on meto. 2 changes pen away. And also say 2 rules. Buying game 3-1 anyway 3-1 no. Ezebo game no be. And now you 4-1 free. 4-1 free. She said 2 no. Now the one edge anymore. No about free across the length of the attack. Now we say Bakono about Mikel Merino as a false 9 in between Saka and Trossard against Bayern last November. And on the Declan Rice, Ebeka Zubimendi making it 2-1. So 4-1. Now free now Merino, Saka and then Trossard and Radi and Osasano or Benchi Declan Rice and on the Merino free false 9 or bad Dichi. Ebeka Zubimendi and on the Eze Sajina baby Ujina. We a free top, no the Jesus, but share Merino because we Merino free top. So the same system, by reversal of roles, company and then Christian Kivu, Mikel Arteta. The whole season, Champions League, no one coach any team lose game. We considered 2 goals per. Artistically, there have been teams in the Champions League this season are defining with defensive stability. Inter Milan on the boy in the can you who almost say defense day almost through. And let's go back to check those teams. I'm consider 7. Real Madrid 9 goals. I'm consider Man City 10. PSG 10. PSG actually 20 goals. And they Arsenal attack and they pay. But defensively, Arsenal consider 2 goals per this season. Now, when we talk about balance, balance is fluidity. Balance is flexibility. Oh, yo. Then to between your lineup, what? This game, you know, Bibiana, the best, you know. You can see, say, final third passes, Bukayo Saka 26. Martin Zubimendi, most passes 67. Most chances created as a right back, Julian Timber, from right back position, one more. And yo, we are talking about a team at a goal. Shall the bench no, or benchy Declan Rice, or benchy Ben White, our starter here, or need Timber no. Yamin Shamiki. I don't know what Morocco, sir. Arguably, or benching the best midfielder, like Mickey saying. Shall almost free bench by no Timber no on the Ben White and a swap in no start against Chelsea. That is depth. That is balance. That is fluidity. Obi obebo biano or bona said about no boy no free mono or bosh up pepe. Martinelli ko check games the watch. Martinelli start TB. Forest the Martinelli move bobo be Chelsea no. So Mikel Arteta at this point. Oka so bona baswa ade beche. The accra no a EPL title in the Champions League. Madwini mu kire me say he's so close. Juma bi obi bia he's been better than any coach ever since Arsene Wenger by Akomeah. He's been better than Unai Emery. Why be that? He's been better than Omo Abeshesha Onkiti. Mikel Arteta has worked, but in football, the full stop of the conversation is success. Now, maybe you wouldn't know success, and you're showing this war into, of course, you catch Champions League and an EPL was him. Far below, me catch no one say. So you're radical. Had you the Monaco for no?
And okay about or bench or no, said now with General D and me who sense and training back on so becano weekend nature when he said I feel most were vocal because I'm game La Liga game no. Almost after Beluan pen my instructions casa. I'm so then the all kind of very true.
Yo. Me share no Monaco ball. Let me say yes. Do this. When we say no, it puts fear in the next opponent. Yes. Whoever the next opponent is. And then no man say he got the best out of the little basics. Little basics and they say Osha method composition about Chouameni, Adjagula and a Jude. There's a lot of freedom. Chouameni is really sitting. Gula and a flow too. Then it means Jude. Ebenya kwanye akọ boxing asabadechi. Then in the final third, what more organized since Selmas Antonio Vinicius and running being more diagonal. Now Ujai Mbappe and another top. I have one goal partner or her. Me Ramuna no na me who say oh say come the Mashadrak. O share Mbappe go no the tournament and go map no. It started right from deep. Middle part of the pitch, far ball, build up, different numbers, and I'm the born Kokotumo. I love to see this from Abelua. Look, Europe, your clubs be Champions League, won't manage, but Mushi Akomeah on this table. Monaco Kahon, Borussia Dortmund Kahon. Wow, only said the all me on blue last four, no, but wow, we share what idea. Nancy Benfica for the one Sabesha bracket in him. Yow. Uno mo bowi awa who dey we are saying na no mo dey abono but obedu the last four no you not see these clubs Lyon been Lyon the Real Madrid now. So when you have Monaco this way torment them look shani mo ade me fe pa ne say yaw she rating no kala na so green but bia me can Real Madrid
Vinny Kwana nya blue
and blue near the higher grade of the green. So a total dominance for Real Madrid. Versus now who say no. A be who the same performance against PSG, Liverpool, Bayern, maybe Barca them. But to start with, Uye Monaco say no. Yeah, a bigger statement. Like you said, a full house. So remember, many of us
right. Me da se new. Ye beba subi. Meza, my memory.
Yaw. My mention ye tie for ni ahwe for nyina. Now, the Champions League has its own historical
Wontumi 101.3 Nyaminsa
the important say these things say ensina mobile ususu yemu no wadwem na betimi asi china manatimi abemu di amount and no haya na metena say the last time Arsenal call the Estadio di San Siro eco winning game no mu winning by 2-goal margin which was 2-0 against AC Milan team. And we said the season before Arsenal in 2007, 2008, not 2006, 2007, not AC Milan about the final of the UEFA Champions League. Now, quick forward, and they Yababenya Arsenal so akwa share Inter Milan by 2-goal difference. And we say before this season, yeah, no. Now, Inter Milan akɔ the Champions League final last season ɛna ɛde bɛm. But Arsenal for one mpaebɔ a ma menka saa asɛm wei na memfansi. Arsenal for one mpaebɔ pa ɛwɔ sɛ ɔmo bɔ paa ɔmo mmɔ mpaeɛ paa sɛ the quarter final of this year's Champions League ɔmo nhyia an English team ɛbɛyɛ den so ɔmo qualify.
O say
Arsenal me say ɔmo mmɔ mpaeɛ paa sɛ the quarter final of this year's Champions League yaw ɔmo nhyia an English team.
Anensia.
Arsenal akɔ Estadio de San Siro akɔ akɔnya 2 great wins. The first one is 2003-2004 season. Ano mo kɔ Giuseppe Meazza Stadium. Na ya ye ball game ni wie na Arsenal share Inter Milan by 5-1. The funny aspect of it is that Inter Milan team no more with a 3-back system. Cannavaro, Javier Zanetti, Christian Vieri in that particular team. Obafemi Martins were part of that particular team. Arsenal kɔhyɛ ɔmo by 5-1 by. That season, Arsenal were able to go through the round of 16 of the Champions League. In the quarter final, yaw, ɔmo hyia Chelsea. Chelsea na yi Arsenal free mu. Fast forward 2007-2008. Ɔmo kɔ the same stadium kɔhyɛ AC Milan by 2-0. In the quarter final of the Champions League, ɔmo hyia Liverpool. Liverpool na yi ɔmo free mu.
Okay.
So on 2 occasions, Arsenal led to kwan. Ako winning games in the Champions League against the 2 Milan clubs.
The said stadium.
The quarter final of the Champions League, no. Almost share English teams 2 consecutive times. Ni nyina omo free. Ni nyina omo free. Baako Chelsea. Baako Liverpool. Ana fiwe. Omansa akɔ the same stadium akɔyɛ day.
Wontumi.
This year format of the Champions League, there's a likelihood so bit share your own country from the same round of 16. But I didn't in a quarter final hɔ ne nkɔmɔ no. Ɛnyɛ round of 16. There is a pressure on Arsenal to move to a different level after what they did last season. Yaw. Wontumi ɛnkɔ Estadio de San Siro nkɔhyɛ. Unko Santiago Bernabeu nkɔhyɛ. Ɛntena fie hyɛ Bayern Munich. Na wonka expectations any so. So wo so utimi de bibi. The difference between this Arsenal team going unbeaten in the group stage of the Champions League, any Liverpool team no. Ɔmo hyɛ bebrebe wɔ Champions League ni gyina nneɛma mienu so. 1, the quality of squad depth ekuta Arsenal.
Yes.
Number 2, the opposition Arsenal hyia.
Okay.
Arsenal teams no mabɔ this year or Champions League. Wabo ba me ne ko Emirates. Anu akɔ San Siro akɔbɔ Inter. Certain teams be attached to this team wa me amete me wogidie say Arsenal bɔ ma e bɛka say normal results. Liverpool be share Paris Saint-Germain na ɔmo hyɛ den nya test e bura adwene ntiase so. What did they mention us? They had won games. I'm not saying they are not, but not me sure so much share test be it is a Paris Saint-Germain test no. But at this stage of the Champions League, so share by Munich we share test. Because Champions League boy, there are few teams that are better than Bayern Munich in this competition.
Na Arsenal cross and attack is more out.
Or more out. And almost share Bayern Munich almost say 3-1. Bayern Munich crown is akoto trade they can. And one Inter Milan team wabo Champions League final. On top players ni bebre na wasako fabi kura sa abe den. Abe kan. Otinifie Arsenal call akɔhwe no. One share 1. One share 2. One share 3-1. Yaw. Me medi kaka say Arsenal should do everything in their possible best to first of all win the EFL Cup. Dia kan nyina be fulaba.
Fanci, good morning. Arsenal team will be properly measured when we reach the knockout stage because Liverpool were in the same form last season. Immediately the tournament reached the knockout stage, then they started flopping.
And I'm a man with 2 reasons. And you're the same Arsenal and to say Liverpool no.
Yeah.
There be Mike said Arsenal decided or bench Martin Odegaard is a baby boy.
Another Martinelli crown so
Liverpool team no money squad depth, quality squad depth.
Yeah.
It is a Van Dijk and a Kunata and a Trent who train Bebre can no more struggle. Say they'll get somebody to come into the position. But Arsenal team, no more to Serenia Basana. Here no de Gabriel Jesus Bay.
Some political crowd this season.
Almost thank you. Nipa crowd by me than Asepa.
Yeah, boy Saviola.
Yes, Saviola and Mishrao.
No, Cosmos Opoku
Cosmos
APNT.
Okay.
I say Arsenal played Atletico Madrid this season as well.
Nice one.
And I boy Saviola the NSA. If Arsenal meet Madrid in the final, Madrid will win.
Oh, we ain't do Madrid. Sabi, ain't do okay. Ain't do final. Arsenal said where is?
I don't know how Declan Rice born free kick me.
I was a question.
Home and away.
Home and away.
Yeah, true.
Hey.
Last season was home and away. On the season, the best said America said Arsenal will be measured in the Champions League according to how this season on the semi-final because Luis Enrique Chiraya DB. So the season before Arsenal already the Champions League, about the semi-final the previous season. And no film the following season about the final in the realm. Arsenal team on the ball the last season, no more beefy up squad no crampo chain. Last season they no more the boy, Bukayo Saka ehun nye den na so opra na so free game nim na se bibi koto na. Madu ekeba be shem bi dia bobi dia ma no. Now this is an Arsenal team omon lack options. Enra odi Esposito ba no. Esposito type of striking is totally different from Marcus Thuram and Lautaro Martinez. Esposito ye a penalty box dominant center forward. On print who bebre say obe movie in and around the penalty box or a stagnant womb. Born or unity pa. And your old fashioned number 9 be ultimate down so nibi. It won't really the first thing he will do against you so be blue center backs. Should they make the way Mikel Arteta respond day? All Bannon or the Gabriel Magalhaes here day. Bye. That is it. That is the kind of team we are talking about. That is the kind of team we are talking about when it comes to Arsenal. The only thing Emma Arsenal, a differentiating Arsenal from other teams here, the thin line psychologically. With the best tragic trophy, no. It's in America said they should do everything in their power to win the EFL Cup. A line Ketuebio. And that Arsenal and the rest of the teams in Intermo. See a back cross the sala, ya ben one a back cross a bidia general.
Because Liverpool went me and
Arsenal, you're 1 moment away from dominating European football, which is winning a trophy.
Trophies in Ketwana Hadrin.
What's the mention Arsenal? Liverpool are the back where Omo Park because Omo ball, some final new year, some round of 16 of the Champions League. It will be a case, oh, na Liverpool top group, no. Arsenal just a year for Cup, ni se kukulo. Yeah, there will be a different monster going into the rest of the games.
Wow.
Me there, me see me issue na and I said the thin line between Arsenal winning something. And it's because I saw EFL Cup no one to me and then I had so I could trigger something different how Mokra Mamakas she Declan Rice face your expression after they drew against Nottingham Forest. That is the thin line I was at Arsenal cross it. Who come mouth lips now? Or kind of say every minka F word in a time. You could see the frustration of they didn't say every F time. I say you're getting closer to Adebia and be frustrated. But the moment Arsenal will win one, the whole mentality shift will happen. But sometimes it takes only one step. I think they have enough quality, and yesterday's results was a proof of point. But for Champions League history, I have said it, say they should pray, say Omunshi an English team in the quarterfinal. That is all. Now, on Real Madrid, and one particular day, this is how you shut up supporters that they are demanding from you.
We know you are doing.
With that 5-star performance. Real Madrid supporters, they say players no scar. It told you mo kwa komunyo mo buto musika no mo fancho mo se mo boaye pa. Now, o mama team na o mo put the team on his toes. This is not about Belua. We na Belua, sem say Belua for
no one can say no. I say players no.
Yeah, Belua na only that is be.
Yeah. I say players
before the game. Supporters in this ahosc Real Madrid players, and this is how you respond. And you go to supporters and your money about 1, 2, and that was a statement first half performance too. You started game na Kylian Mbappe washe. That was Mbappe washe. Big boys in now came to the party and Jude Bellingham, Vinicius Junior, Kylian Mbappe. Obeba, Oma. Because Real Madrid drew a crucial stage of this season. Their supporters, once you start this season, Real Madrid supporters said are not optimistic. The moment you book Kevin, you remove January, February match. So Real Madrid form when pick at the right time, not players here committed to the course. Then there's trouble looming over your head. Newton Kasemi said this result sending a statement across my teams. No, when Real Madrid they bought Champions League in realization. No, we need to stay on guard. Yeah, Real Madrid team na year overnight. Minkas asem no. Ana Minkas Real Madrid team na year was 5 into the Champions League derby.
But statement no.
Name statement way very important for Real Madrid. Because supporters no na ya Wontumi nko lose to Barcelona was Supercopa de España. On my 17th place Albacete. Baby oh. I'm show. Na expect say yeah supporters na ya hunu top quality players. Yeah mesresre hwe wanim. It won't happen. That is how life is. The biggest test for man, humanity, is the ability to strive through adversity. Yow, a bro kunumu edin, a bra will show up when you wouldn't hide. These are the moment. And I think yesterday's results proved the point for Real Madrid. Against a Monaco team, men choose a Monaco team na sound. Your difference between Nyadi and Obi Awasa. What the Wasan, the only the Nyadi and Obetuma be improve. And I think for Monaco, they could have come into the game and do something. And one of them can say, they be able to score. Real Madrid would definitely concede against them. But I think the difference was the number of goals Real Madrid scored to stamp the authority on the game and say that no, this is our night. This is the Bernabeu. We need to prove a point. And they did. Quickly, they did it. Fantastic results. I'm happy for Vinicius Junior. Yeah. This is how you respond to critics. Yeah. Now I'm better. I say, "Enye suna okotena atana onimwa wakata wenim na." And they wo sre no. You the man of the match award. Ni share wo nsem. Ni say wo sre. Mbappe dream kanu abegina wachi no abo wachi. Obi esre. Everyone is happy. When you play for Real Madrid, when you coach Real Madrid, the ultimate task for you is resource.
Yeah, Henry say Obo Barcelona, Obo Madrid. It's not about what you did right.
No.
It's about what you did wrong. And the Bema supporters.
And the magic trophy. Debbie.
The why na queen and wasem na.
And wasem na mobeka. It's a now ball. We a hat trick of assist. Eshe go no. They say udi akwada wo. Supporters ni nyina sa abegina wachi. Yanko ye no muhuru wa mensu. Come to the pitch and give them the results that they want. That is who you are. Yeah, I've never seen a downgrade of any Ballon d'Or winner like this. They said the to Rodrigo. Eme ya pa.
Isi
Ana mekano. Eme ya pa. Eme ya. That season now Rodrigo you know. And even prior to that, the 2022-2023 season, and Sakran Yebebo 23-24. Amaspi Nabeji Euros, no. Man, he was unplayable. Totally unplayable. Fast forward, he is becoming a weak link. Now, one here Manchester City in my United game, and you could see Senna Rodri break. Because first phase of City build up, near Bernardo Silva. Second phase of Manchester City build up, near Bernardo Silva. Third phase, near Bernardo Silva. In this game, the same thing. City, first phase, Bernardo Silva. Second phase, Bernardo Silva. Third phase, Bernardo Silva. The amount of Rodri not demonstrate any ability to outgrow himself as a DM, not only situated in front of the four defenders. So first phase, me na mefa born the aba. Ye defenders na born ba me na meji etwem no. To become a midfielder, our the creativity can born no. Esadi goes here day. Account. It in his quest to win the Ballon d'Or, Rodri was not your typical midfielder. Where Adi didn't even know the tackles and interception. In every phase of the pitch, first phase, second phase, third phase, Rodri was effective and efficient in every single position. But ACL na makoto dwena ye basa kakra. Ontimi nya san yoma miensa ni nyina mfambo. Nene ba kono kra na was oye na ye dinim ni say was oye no, which is intercepting, tackling and screening the back four and being very important in the first phase of build up no. Ye hunu Rodri sa. The injury to me any pani bi no. So one say injury anya player bi pada. And the attempt ni ntwa so kakra. Because the pain these players go through, you no ko yes said you can ye twa 9 ho. Kimpembe 9 no.
Adaro.
Now so kimpembe 9 ye church.
I'm coming. Adaro name and I'm say breaking when I'm say name a post video bi. When the friends no mo ben no. Ano catch them so pe say mo say dey bia o ye recovery like machines no use of you know pe so mo fam kakra bi. Omo no mo mprai o. Say scan ba omo dibi. Omo dibi. Na machines na na use no ye di si ba kuko to dwan wo kam man ba ko de o dwane no mo yere ne say clutch betina enya no nko an machines how be use no yaw na what to on them and same man additional pain.
Yaw, I feel sorry for Rodri.
So players omunya AC or there omo come back.
Ana was about the time anka Nico na anko no ne be cover no. Nico no so abaye dey. Sanka Nico no wo ho a at least Nico will be covering up for Rodri kakra. But Nico no so be cover up no. By yaw Pep Guardiola ene ne nkomo no ene be bia team ne ko no. Also before the game against Manchester o makofa video na ba.
Ba ho o free dem wa konko dwan no mo so hwe scan ba ye no no sa wo no na trans ne fa kakra ni
osu ono na no why na nim tough pa
ai why so e be ma
ade ne di siri koto dwe ho no ya twena ba obeba obeye
ba o de ma me fa sound na ketu bi na etie se de o musikam
Segura. Tô chorando. Não dá. Para, mano. Para. Não dá, mano. Não dá. Para, mano. Vai logo, cara. Não tem não. Vai logo.
Olha aqui, ó. And I don't want to be too quick to say that he's exceptional now. But the thing is, these two back-to-back losses, a hard way. But I think their big problem, they don't have a consistent back line. Only consistent back four. And now, so Diaz in you, we're Natanaki, Obo as a left back, Nabebo. Vadio out of the season. John Stones here out.
Mageia banzi.
I feel na Mageia here. City Coke games more. On back for normally Nancy no more ties the same baby. And now Omakura ne kra de Salina ni anambua. Alain. Max Alain. Onobo kakra. Kusan of Bebo kakra. Adebechi ne Tadeke bo center back. Adebechi O'Reilly bo tre. Adebechi we both. I think they have so many inconsistencies at their back line.
Halan Nampa so akobe 9 games without scoring. Mike Bray.
Fanci me da se me chio bia so.
Na Morocco boko de.
Nyakopa de bibia e kama.
Oh okay. Na dan nko na now dem.
Menegari.
Ah okay.
Ghana so ye desi Morocco.
Sa pan India.
Ghana ye desi Morocco.
Ah kroma de say.
No, they make an one tia say. Ghana like seriously exposure helps. It shapes your perception.
Yes.
Good. Ghana is the best country to live in.
So
if conditions
are right.
And you're right, are normal.
Oh, okay. You're fine and normal.
Yeah. They improve the transport system. Amount for salary and control tron. Made for mbu amount for faso. On file from KJT and messi or ha. On juice car no asanso a pie dia kwesi Aloga Junction. No a pie dia Kalabule. Sa subaino. And then ma Ghana is difficult to live in. Driver ebe increase first because you have to petrol. Se petrol ba from kwa de on so.
Almost pay pass.
Sa subai ni bini ho. Sa subai ni bini ho. And only the chichi crew.
Yes.
Yes, leaders, I understand. They need to build a very good country for us. But imemufo ni subai no. Ma me no ton ade wo dwom na. Se Newton kwa ohwe n'anim a so wait you wiska. Ntime bone bo kese obetia. Maybe I'm a new mobile qua. Normal price. So there is not a standard price for goods or services. The other fix air conditioner and wahano Bobono according to, not as it should be. A subine and a magana is difficult, my. That is the primary thing. Primary thing, ye subine. In Penifon would do the things. See a movie in our Morocco, how it's developed. You best say, no.
But yes, in Quanchen cry.
I don't know, we are no at Twatu, Bonten, your number, Piao, no, Connie baby. Ye dear Kowa, you best say, ye subino. So Ghana, yet Desi Morocco, trust me. The liberty, the freedom that we have, they don't have it. No, they don't. They don't. You know, until a woman who says Stone Boy performing a no more year.
I know to me come, my baby, and some boss will be on your hair, no.
O say,
what's he?
Oh, no, true. Okay, so the standard is I can go with a Ghanaian lady, we can rent an apartment or sleep in a hotel. But for Moroccan nationals, a guy and a female cannot be in the same room if they are not married. On renting mount. On renting mount. Debbie. Some Morocco ni. Now the another Moroccan lady and I foreign amoko dabako. Munware. Who born dog? I say, oh menyobia. Made us on him says oh they be my pound. Today's issue. Pep the question. On the reverse, I think say it is a demonstration of kasa ye kase. A sika na Pep clubs war. Any players do a motor, and the success in the brain. Whatever is unraveling now, it is the proof that money alone does not guarantee the level of success and achievement Pep Guardiola reached. They be arguing down. Again, it has to do with spending the money judiciously. Why now Okotono? So you need to buy right, even at the time where Barca Tutobi and Amewa, Chigrinsky, they all were players Barca bought. Ibrahim Afellay. But it is not necessarily about the spending. It's about spending right to solve an issue. City have thrown money. From last year, January, EBEN Day, me how many can they've bought an entire team. New team, goalkeeper, adequacy striker. So how is it that they are still struggling? Most of the players perhaps they've bought are not right fixes. And there have been compromises. Yes, Semenyo is a brilliant player. But what he is not your typical Man City player, but he brings something different.
Yeah.
There have been compromises. Pep is now buying players who ordinarily and now ideally are not suited to the Pep methodology. Send your Pep si bono. Players ne do na wataba o mama mush. Omonya typical Pep players. Even Erling Haaland, onya typical Pep Guardiola player. But here, sir, and then there is not a lot of presence in terms of players are Pep here. Me, 2 trades City have done and a transfer City have done. A show clearly said they are losing it in terms of their identity. 1, Cole Palmer. Selling Cole Palmer to Chelsea. Why not offer never HD? And then again, this boy, Julian Alvarez.
Yes.
Allowing Alvarez to leave because there is Haaland. That was the signal that City are changing. Almost, first, Alvarez won't be keeping a. It's just like Messi and Ibrahimovic.
So now say Haaland also was banging in the goals.
Yes, he's a goal-getter. Ibra was a goal-getter. Ibrahimovic now mokas obe floppy basana and yellow crest how. Check Ibrahimovic's first season. He scored good number of goals. But again, there was a conflict in terms of how our team ne pese ball. And how also pese team ne ball. Then he wouldn't see eye to eye with the manager because of that drink. Erling Haaland is not your typical Pep Guardiola striker. Because and as a Pep uses Lewandowski and Haaland, they are two different
profiles.
So when City started making those additions, then you know that there are compromises. And now, it is making Pep look uncomfortable with the team he has. He is not comfortable. He has a lot of players. They've been bought with money. But he's not comfortable with the overall squad and how suitable they are to how he wants them to play. The adjustments are being. And Sana, it means he will need certain key profiles. And Sane to me Kakra. So what profiles will he need? Ball playing centre backs, 1, to help with the build up. 2, a top ball playing intelligent defensive midfielder. Rodri has not recovered yet to be in that form and no woman son or oko. So there are fundamental issues. Accra City team no. And these issues can never be fixed with money unless there is a profile that you can plug in and play. Yes, Omato Magei. He's not the panacea to everything City is facing.
Wow.
David. Born or Crystal Palace no waha. City there no was bebre esino. So gay, it would I don't want to preempt, but it will not solve City's issues. Maybe it will improve them. It will make them better. Like when Semenyo came, he scored goals. Then he took them to a different dimension. But then again, the reality was exposed when they faced Manchester United. Yesterday, the reality also showed. Tisana script in it here. Whatever is happening now, again, is evident or a testimony that money alone does not buy success in football. Without an effective plan and a proper strategy, money alone cannot guarantee you that success. Inti omo discredit Pep Guardiola na omo toyentia no, and that's all moto.
Still tomano.
I don't want to mention about the Glimty. Even the salary of course you share 2 goals no. His salary does not match up to Ellen Haaland. Ne market value ne bonano. It does not match up to Ellen Haaland in a yearly salary. But I know about 2 goals. Sanity. Money alone does not guarantee success. Now, Laryea, there is a lack of money and direction. The Laryea was a dominant league in the early stages of the Champions League. First, UEFA way no. A Champions League, Laryea took a certain level, a direction, and then they were dominant with their clubs. Within that stretch, before the year 2000, Juve had won the Champions League. AC Milan had won multiple Champions Leagues. And Sampdoria had been to the final. Under Roberto Mancini, Mone, the late Vialli. Then, at the turn of the year, again there were Laryea clubs. Don't forget, they gave us the first city-to-city or country-to-country final when Juventus met AC Milan. In the semi-finals, AC Milan and Inter Milan were clashing. Laryea dominated. AC Milan in that space, they went to 3 or 4 Champions League finals. They won 2. Liverpool shomoche bako. Then they won against Juventus. Then they beat Liverpool for their revenge. What happened? The last time, it was Inter Milan winning the treble. But it drew that time, the fortunes of the Laryea clubs in Europe has taken a nosedive. And the direction is more south than north. Or Kosra north, or Bafoma is south. There's a Tibafom. Anytime a Laryea club has gotten to that extent, I also prove he said the league is not in shambles and Guyeno. Juventus lost finals twice to Barcelona, to Real Madrid. Meboa, good. Inter Kosia PSG, no. PSG now won the first Champions League final. What happened? Total disgrace. The league is in decline.
PSG can lose to Bayern.
Yeah.
And Obeshia Inter.
Yeah. Sikani league. So they are forced to rely on castaways or players who need second chances. And now they are bomber and carry an east in the trace. So no top prospect, no top talent has wanted to stay in the Laryea, but for monetary interest. The Obedja to so Tinebiano, Ebia Sikani Edeman and Emuedu, then he will not get a better offer outside. And as a yent mean tono and fanim league in the Monco. How many Serie A talents are retained consistently? And Tensi. Nti Newcastle betimi akofa Sandro Tonali. Edna Babebo. Brabebo mai. You bet to free league nim, you won't continue to play. So ama league ne pedigree. Our history our back was but since ne standards what a measure na the league ne dey not here form. So and yes surprising say anytime they come up against even teams that are not really doing well in their leagues. And yes na nkwa na akwese Intel. Liverpool have made their struggles, went to the San Siro to beat Inter this season. It was an Inter team that had brilliant records. Olusu came. Exactly. But they went there, they dominated them. They bossed them. So, and say Arsenal, in the form that they are in, will walk to the San Siro and exhibit sheer class. Osha possession anyway now. Then Arsenal did the needful. Dear here, and yet dear fata, yeah, more ball name fan yeshe. What dear ball? Is to tell you that the level of Serie A now cannot match up to even what is happening across Spain and then England. And that is the big problem that Serie A is facing. It is not just an Inter thing. Napoli, Copenhagen for now say last minute penalty.
The red card cry.
I mean, they almost say last minute penalty. Almost a Napoli. And this the defending champion of the Serie A. Oh yes, they have injury issues, which I admit. More than 10 players of Napoli are currently on the injury table. But the point is, they are struggling when they come to mainstream Europe, and that is a big issue and a big problem. Arsenal case, they have seen growth. Wow, because say Arsenal onyini bia and Arteta no. Say be no endi no kran fama. They have seen growth. Omenyini pa. In various aspects. Their mentality. First, Arsenal matches say no, popo. But now they come here and they tell you that no, you better show, the show.
Rotate his team.
And you can check. They have beaten credible teams in the last 2-3 seasons. Bayern AJ. 4 seasons ago or 3 seasons ago, Bayern was beating Arsenal. What do you call it? And Arsene Wenger cried a name mobile. But now, Arsenal and Sabe that Bayern. So Bayern, when they were in the form of their lives, Arsenal and Sabe done so. Again, they have grown. There is massive growth in Arteta's Arsenal. But they have been successful too. Wow, Beckham Arsenal, yes, successful. Again, I will not agree with you. What is success? Success is not just winning a trophy and then parading it. The growth Arsenal have seen demonstrates success. But there needs to be a crowning moment, like in football. There must be a perceptible touch or a certain tangibility around Arsenal's success. Success be a bit discussed. Be the intangibles. Players will grow. Bukayo Saka started as an £800,000 valued player, and they're checking the value. Declan Rice, Arsenal arguably as one of the best midfielders in the game, all round. But defensive midfield, to me, both central midfield, or both as an attacking midfielder, and can even play as a central defender. Check the Arsenal squad and how their value has appreciated under Arteta, and check their deep squad and how the coach is maximizing its use and effect. But success be a Arsenal who be a fancy. The intangibles, the young fire new who test a catcher once. At their back when you see a catcher, but when you who say, where do you a success, a trophy? So you'll be uncanny Chelsea for no Chelsea fan is convinced and say Maresca won 2 trophies. Mebwa, test a catcher. You saw it, a tangible. What bet me the Saka? What do you mean? Arsenal's success is not tangible. And Arteta needs to convert it so that there will be a certain tangible success. And that will take them to the next stage. And whether sooner or later, they are going to get it.
Okay.
And no, the path they are on. Ehwa na keka ko.
Mo smelly.
Edu that time na obi na beka akire o. Like you know it, you sense it. And it will come like that. Sana Arsenal the NBA. So sooner or later, that tangible success Mikel Arteta and his Arsenal team need, it will come. And they will no longer be laughing stocks.
Mate, Mike, but I'll say Aqua Banso. Sharak, Mama me Champions League and matches near and brush it through quick. Now Supremo and so and Brane and Shay said a yen and Ranano. It no see a share and run matches and Menadi and Yahana Yamubo so real quick is answer boys and the bell, my dear. So just say Mike and a motion mammy, only new. We quick Galatasaray Atleti. Early kickoff.
Both teams to score.
I agree. I think so.
Both teams to score. Gala will fear a very dominant side. ATM, I mean, he's playing away. Yeah.
And they've been vulnerable.
I cannot have much confidence in these guys anymore, especially in their defense.
And they've been vulnerable too. And we also welcome you, Seaman. So both teams to score or worst case scenario of 1.5.
Okay. Karabag, Frankfurt.
Karabag will have a go against Frankfurt. Mimi Wojidi said, Omubeshe home goal. But it's also one of the games you can look at goals.
Okay.
Atlanta, Atlantic Club. Atlanta, every new fear. Bayern, very new fear. Chelsea, very new fear. Juventus, Benfica, remember Juventus double chance, both teams to score. Marseille, Liverpool, remember Marseille double chance. Win or draw, best. Liverpool best will be drawing this game, but Obeshe go or France. Newcastle PSV. Hey, I'm confused.
PSV for no almost no. I'm more hard brutal.
But Newcastle not some chances.
Michael Kai Newcastle Barcelona referee Bob Ben as he start now.
Newcastle
pressure beyond the
30 minutes.
Oh, both
feel
strong.
Newcastle, yeah, okay.
Yeah, sure. I see Newcastle winning this game.
Barca will wait.
Barca be concede or be winning.
Okay.
Barca be concede or be winning.
Okay, so these are my tips. I love to go with goals because I think we are in that mood.
Yeah.
And I'll check in matches. Goals is Barca. Wow, you over 1.5 will be, and I think you at least made good money. So Galatasaray Atletico. On the safer side, less risky, over 1.5. To be more daring, both teams to score over 2.5. Karabakh, Frankfurt. And also, it looks like one of those games a year over 2.5. But you can go for Karabakh home goal. Atlanta, Athletic Bilbao. It is one game I'm not so convinced about. Atlanta and me war. Omiye mechiwadi. Omiye mechiwadi. Intimiana me inform munyewe. But yeah, man for tips.
Okay.
I think you can go for Atlanta home goal. I think they have improved under Palladino. They are better. Yeah. Bayern, Union Saint-Gilloise.
Anyway, the handicap of -1 for Bayern.
Yeah, but I think I am going to go for first half, 2 goals, over 1.5 goals first half. And as a match, Bayern win and over 3.5. Chelsea Paphos. Yeah, Chelsea win. Yeah, just Chelsea win. Main goals in okay. Juventus Benfica. So Mekacho said Benfica back or Juventus, would you be surprised? Okay, so I am going to give Benfica an away goal.
Okay.
Match a very risky option. I will go for Benfica win against Juve.
Okay. Marcel Liverpool.
Both teams to score.
Newcastle PSV.
Both teams to score. Barcelona to score 2 or more goals against Laryea Prague, men and win. Yen Barca over 1.5 or even Barca over 2.5.
Okay, what Mike may I say? Cabo. Fanci. Well, you say the big to because yeah.
Obey. More did them one.
Sir, would be a check, boy.
More did no officer.
We don't even be wait.
I'm pruning and one magician of Wontumi say. Fresh and crazy at the panel.
Okay, be back. So the last meal. Was it the last meal? No, the last meal was in Casa. The last meal Temara, baby Aniedano.
Oh, Mike, my menu will quick. And another question so wedding beba so yeah in panana kwesi. Yes, Lawrence and Jennifer our dear beba so nyame ma Saturday 24th ya Old Tafo stage 1 hotel 1 p.m. sharp. You say he who finds a woman. Now I already so say nana nyami to in super union so na omani fine man because I'm say one cool guy I'm say nana kwesi oh yes so ojuju na kuma no boss so jogu akuma we dey nana nyami had my be here nyami shabe dia be fine he who no na ka chikapo na ka shana na me do me card na daso 20 see chire ho ba me card na daso ana so futuro di pension oh masa your card na daso futuro be na chese kapo je kwa wai ai won akra aju ka wo ye so kapo je 400 times akwa we ni sa no se ring bi o me se ring bi kapo so ka so ware dia wedding dia buffet ni dia masa wo se wedding wo se couple weddings I was a pito in some fool.
Ring be a no.
But I said we couple weddings a uti above whom you had an abafeno and some fool pito bubra. What did you say about the bag about oh, why some man for no man politician of bad. Say I said boys and come on, was a white wedding. He's a wood journey. Couple. What turn and just 5 and so you ever said and then Fienum and Ponchene. You ever said Fuga Crabbe was you in terms of country when you okay. Full quite, Massa. I did quite your national ball. I lost in room near your mother down here. Okay. Mama Quab, I would have moved through. The question of my poor Massa, very fine. Fasting our chair. Why vampire man? You know why was yeah, you knew go work crap. You twice now. The Black Stars of Ghana World Cup in China, your corner. Black Stars, say you go some preparation and the woman is a coach Otuado and opponent said I'm the coach HSO here helping hand also and penny for every for no pair will be obitime buano. Now what did you do? No, I submitted a list to the FE list no over here German coach Bako a woman and Uko England coach Bako so one from England, one from Germany and what Yaman penny for woman assessment or more said ni coach Ben and a bit me a banner for our coach Utu Ado and no a by updates in Yano, Yababa Twasona, Ediamona, Desmond of Fair, Manfobusas, and the row of Black Stars of Ghana, Den or choose or Desmond, ye, a band of set pieces or no, and a Wajuma or Black Stars, Yan Campeno, and Wujuma, and would into no pardon a Juma Potino, Sa, and where you didn't take a cry, and also the Tuja.
To me, 1.3, Yamin Sawi.
Desmond is more like a game reader or an analyst. So he sits on the bench, he picks up some of the petty things that his boss may not have picked up. And then also when they are preparing for the set pieces during the training, he does it with Gregory.
Okay.
And during the matches, you know, what you do when you are defending set pieces is different when you have a set piece.
Yeah.
Our Black Stars no de kakra e de atudwa na Ghana your World Cup na ye kono em say Ghana's number 1 de Benjamin Asare ya ka no wasam amfo so ono de e de emfa no kodem ono ana aboama qualifies ya kwa amfo so momi emfa bi meka wona honorable Patrick Boama akasa kakra de atudwa ne say from your defense Ghana your team ne de ne mum from a chiroko goalkeeping hono e na problem kakra won ka say Benjamin nya de ne mum say ye hwe na afi ye hwe near picky pan in some more day, I will reach me at the Jumayinti Kakra and sorry to you.
Box. We need to work on that and also our goalkeeping. And I always say we need, Asare is good, but we need to build him up well to be able to stand the pressures of the World Cup. But I wish the national team very well. We'll be there to support.
Honorable and I did kakra had ya 2 Janes on also the observation kakra our the Black Stars of Ghana and yadi kakra de aba na fa ni dinketia yadi Collins wine Kalum of Sinodo Ebeko World Cup and inform FA president no and FA communications director and Koma course which say omu make contact bia omu Dennis Odoy and FA branch edinketia and between Komobia so omu Black Stars and as of now and Komobian course from the FA and so as we no kakre free every eba enra ana 23 Ghanaian referees omu enya FIFA badge omu so say nyame adoma omu internationally omu tima rep Ghana FIFA and a calf eto no nsafro mu nko ade a o referees ne de ye de big guma a chese nuama enso ekọ kama pa ntia won sam kakra eno nika we mu no bananka we mu omo no mo nyaade na nke yi bi frim ne de bi behyem na nka nuama nso ay kama young apostles enra ana omo the statement by Senrechi and Regina and Muso League no na they are referees esisi wo mu na ye mo we ana e ho no so omo ne afifo na din komo vai zoom o ma twetwe nkoma man komo no ma twetwe na duro echa ma afifo no so eye o mbebo na denti ana o beto aso abo ye betie ye radomfe on denti a o ma sesa o ma dwen so omo boycott league no biom o mbebo ye ntie radomfe CEO Edema Young Apostles
that made people me back out I didn't send the trouble here. At least after the meetings, the GF made me know, and I know I'm not meaning that. It seems it's not as a thing because we have so many channels of avenue. At least if you are not happy or things are not going well, and I will give us a year. We have so many channels of between I didn't send number. It's not about radio.
Don't forget na mujina sunti amose league no na mumobie ma fi mwase samadwin adenti ayi no so ochie mon why omo achenyi omadwin. No,
besides at least we are not going to boycott the league, but we are going to compete and compete well. You're born dada no.
And also, of course, when you say Anna and Samno and Swayze na kotoko management and also on Albert Amoa, Omuche say Albert the alone 6 months said the Edika by a kaya na we a time with kotoko management and supporters no anumbuza as Albert no creben no so Albert Amoa no cre the return of Albert Amoa no a 6 months loan and wabebo a day amakrobi and so Iran and Apinkra Echimu at my bra time with management supporters. Ebisa question na oya
say nyoma kakra bi enti no yasa akofa na ba omo de na loan 6 months so o meboa ye ebisa ye kwesi animu no ehiamboa abetamoa enti Albert asaba o beboa ye to the end of the season ama yadwuma no ye target ni aim say ye beje league no any FA Cup no ye de ye mpa ba ye da ho gina o say betini achi the way that you need to know, baby, I feel you about 18 matches. 19 matches. I feel you about 19 matches. The other way, no dozen. Yes,
and an up in crank come on day ame nano PDB and so my team of the week Fatao Dauda and team of the week say and it's the Benjamin Asari has a work by Samba O'Neill by Isaac Afo or Samates by Justice Arthur Gold Stars and Afi Sylvester Zimba Basakoli Stars Salim Adams or Mediama and Afi Ishmael Ado Hearts of Lions Abrante Christian Ajenim Boatin Samates and Afi Richmond Opoku Young Apostles Joseph Ifad Nations Akrano Edin Ebemu ono and a bogo tia diana and they don't some de by Fanci school games no we a Asante region schools and colleges omo game no enra okes omo enso etwa was kaba kwa omo intimate na fi omo ede ayo omo champions a omo eko manim na enra de na baba Iraq Sports de mo de pa na abranti afeni say Joshua Fuseni ono anaje goalkeeper Joshua Fuseni eno no o captain at the Golden Cake Division 1 league no and we see na kind na say o de oboro omo so bebre because Division 1 player partner am say ono so ne omo edisi ani sanity but Fancy be officiating no complain and was for say referee as you see women say ye Ghana and born in the free so ever from ni na ye shower na who complain was enra omo staff nature say na utimi say hard we
overall top scorer ni ya say
onya 500 Ghana cedis
overall top scorer okay say 500 okay yes na maka say 5,005
there we 500
so 500 mattress home baby fufu kan wana
there be we na
500
yeah
overall top scorer 500
this so Mboga kan kawo na we was for no we madam was we omuka technical team
okay yentie na
we would say hard luck. It's hard luck, and I'm almost always the time. No, I'm not against officiating, but this one day, there was a clear indication that we had a 12-player focus on the pitch because some duels he took it in favor of Focus, and then when there was a free kick, you could take the ball from Okoko to where the incident happened, and then you take it to a different place. How does that happen? Federation has to do something about officiating. Because the boys are using their sweat, and then when they come here and then because somebody has an interest, it goes other way. What do you expect them to do? When they react, you tell them that they don't respect.
And so once for a come
and they're officiating.
Baby,
from top to down. Be a come.
New.
Yo. Story CD, baby, I'm starting for a team of the week, Bese me team of the week in some kakra bi na my next one or so. Na ama me ntimi nko me pese team of the week no me ba. Na couple me pese couple twen wa ha. One say team of the week the BI ba be kan ho asem say.
Yeah.
Omunyima no reflect the good performance of the day. Omo a ball omo homoden for that particular day
week
omunyi man reflect omo. Ya can.
Who say when you true reflection of performances are pleasant in the day.
Yeah, na omo frefre.
Okay, no bisa one course okay.
No, we are put it together. Because team of the week, I feel say we Afo has to be the best left back performer in the week. Na ye can one seminal.
So deserve it.
Yes, Samba so sa. What I say.
Okay.
Then Usha Justice at her right back a honor. As I say, no ye the best right back league na ibo ni nyina no.
That week
yes.
One day.
Justice at ya odahai or your winger. Justice odahai or your winger. Na omo tu da. Ne na ni fano. Wa unim just Satan
to come in quick one. I will say normally be a bot tournament to ya maybe a UEFA 11 no mutimi a yes selection be a attackers and kwa be 4 na e be on paper no o match be a baby a midfield any be na full say be on beso mo yem
dabi we etresa de o mai baby a Richmond Opoku da no Young Apostles 9 ho no etresa de o hu say Razak sense da ho
okay
we Justice ne nine ni fa no edibo 2 ba bi a 2 no da no me say Justice or touch ball na 10 9 left. He's one of the most dominant left-footed players in our league. He doesn't even use the right foot. And a ball no me should be number 2 on ball. Me should be the game performance everything is about 90% offense, 10% defense. His style of play. Yes. Onya ya shi wa chire ho mini Justice ni asem or a fantastic up and coming player but oni dwuma bia di wa chire ho whatsoever and obi onim bo onum enim de make nim say marriage ata no krenko na make bibia nka ho Justice even 6-8 hokra no what dey beto hokra na you are still not talking anything sensible in terms of football. Right back ho who did this? We me say so say for player bi anhwe ba bi ade amate yaw etisa de Razak sense akoto number 7 ba bi e fada no so center back to bi a ofa 2 ne dabro to bi cross back e je say
Fatawuda team
Fatawuda
ono nkwa ne yi ana
ono team ono omoye to the lead yeah
Minia, you're serious. If you invest, they should get scouts or venues, you know. Because the scouts are technical people. Technical people. Adiba Akwa Memantia said that a World Cup Muribia 2022 no. Or the coaches, local coaches, quite some of the work scouts. You're turning your money be good. The game has its own demands. You're too big near the Bia Shasha home and a funny a coin Sani aye home. Scout when a Juma, analyst when a Juma, coach when a Juma name coaches need be started as analyst. And it's a 20 million here so by a coach here, near reverting into coaching department. Jose started as an analyst. And no be a coach. And said that that's one affair. A Jumaya Otto de Amana Henry H.H.M. You say U20 were a coach. But Blaster no Otto no, and he feels he said well, to me analyze it, not just the game, one aspect of the game which is set pieces. Yes. I don't know man. Not just our assistant as assistant. You get the people, we technical guys, young guys from where you mobile. At the various venues, I say in the above match, 9 venues a week. Watch the game. File technical report, bring us players from where there. Young season, you can talk about a solid performance from this guy, from that guy, from Justice. Obobo pa against Kotoko. Obobo. Baba be a yina beti. Insult to any right back away league. And I watch your Obobo. My friend is so referee for my bomb abasono. E yo madwuma ma ye free. Yeah. E yo madwuma ma ye free chire am wa ye ba. O start your ma ye ba. Ene de abo ma abasono. O hwe referee for na chi a panifo ya tenasi. O hwe o ma chi o mo gina ho no. O start u benkum se de o hwe TV no a. Dollar na gina ho no. Lie ene to aso lie na call calf na anu ya bai. Reginald Collins Amoa on the ahosc kotoko na no ya na argument wo no dollar de ote askwachire ha. These are all young referees amo but me wa semba akope eno na me kwachiro to Facebook on post to omo no na me na adwono on post na me try say and I want to re-echo that same statement. I want to reiterate it here. Adwuma no de ya ba badge atarokoko kekewu. Yes ade no antuma ne apan ne de atarokoko. It defines integrity and performance, and it has to reflect on the field. Nowhere else, not at the kitchen, not at the bathroom, not on the street, on the field alone. And in this modern day of the game is so visible. Unkwataba being perform. Laryea before no druga, and any videos in the car or Ghana that awaha. Obeko US and ST akwasana busu and for no more each and for so. Mate for no referee for no they all have done a live performance on their phones. I said so you know the general game no di they'll be airport, so we were proud. So me catch a referee for you Collins Munti Collins what TV no share. I know all of them. Omo yema for adwuma no enye ha na mo be no. You say FIFA badge. So tomorrow you can be called Seko CAF games. Na game no is 60,000. When was the last time Ghana venue stadium derby? A ball ma 30,000 ma udi e. Derby. It is so called bechem kodi bechem na na fosuji about 20,000. Bechem for me crofo enyempo na medium mo ba me ka contextually the to referee for na ba na accra na Lagos no kra no say na eba. It is what they did in those games in Unya Samoa. Now, Unya North Africa, Bomba, Obeko Stadium, you was so a Kunifana Babe and Kum. Yes, one about the game here. No, I what can I adio? And yet, been an air Kaya discuss Wahanra. It has got nothing to do with Ghost Stars at all. I know Kwame free Ghost Stars for tea. No be on function, it is so. You call Ghost Stars and you shall go no mama referee. Can we were specific? Of course. So referee no. Ananyadi. Na go say you can say referee decided. No way. What you say? Because all quiet side we. Ewo Africa was so be she. Eh yaw. Na bulu referee bulu. Ananya bulu a. Seriga game bi okobo e say Jack in Dala Gambo. Unum time almost starting so mu did the Champions League Africa the Confederation. Way back when you know weekend you bought Champions League and now do D Morocco ne Senegal final now. From those moments you need bonidi. Yeah, fishes are in Gambo. Do this amateur. As long as that boy a genism. What's your Henry? I have one referee. and rano and a pay by na me catch it and I me catch say yo me share reviews of the game because that's my job me ko so share ko se me hu ade foforo bia me hu e man can try to say watching that game again no I was through
and unim say time as a mini boycott no buy ya Senegal for ne so monte ase no Everton boy no man in DI the mo kan in jai no no any say e chere referee twice just say wakojiska but in the heat of the moment no amanfo adwen ahye na nkoso twice referee fa no why ni say no Sunday to no the other side e catch a referee say what jiska
me example I could be actually told you okay so oh say your bobo game na ekoso
and wo hwe referee na camera to no so bi atum say obenya cranka helicopter fan free wiem de
no game no said esi wasoro
but ana make sure say we started D Champions League and the Confederation enyene mo pa mo musalai
yani kabili
no ye in dala in gambo
me crown na catch
ne
let me say young referee crowd and I can't jela sem no hwe go sasen kabili no the mama who saw encrophone game no was me cry me ye be bomb pass change me da bia me person me coach ni sa de no e say prepare wadwene me na me mobile no bio me tablet and me tools ni bibia mo me ho and me catch na stance no na me hwe tension no kabili fans na maso no any referee for ne ba no asema me mbusa me say I suppose me na me jira bo we must say na me feel
onko adjon so ta
no more omo nante ba we prelims now guys ne ba me show mo san no
to me
the game no was so your referee for we mu de obiari ho no mo hunu but the rate omunya asem o ye ball no level no CAF ni FIFA de no e wo soro no ho look oni se FIFA mramu no say ye ball na ekoso na butu echo one cry referee no na upia okoji butu ne hye na wasa ba o ba say o do 2 seconds yellow card
and I said the okoji hye na bia sekan wa say ready ho
as soon as Senegal players ni na pie referee na show bia they did not seek for the permission of the referee locker room so everybody
I guys all babin I said the match or the abana we
it be am say it referee
babin we na for no
answer no and sorry be jira nin chen on Idrissa e be jira nin chen say but I was asking say referee benya balls no show guys o mo ba because I'm running say show mo and I say no referee we the one who am no papa cry be mbetime wu show now
imagine say bia asem kan say our very own Daniel line the final nanke say afuza nka barista dey asem na eka Nigeria dey no kra na minim na bia lie here you be can be bat we
Nigeria game no me am say lie there yam ya dom say Nigeria for no can brofo and no dominant language in French obeti but we mu mienu no na ko full French photo na game no anju komo bi obi di bia no obi ati place no e bia wo referee no na won komo no e ba say so ye mummo so game na dwane your game na dwane and I've been telling this referee say obetime kokoti obechem obetime say is it okay FIFA badge no that's your prayer how you practice that is how you function it the mo ye wa ha no ye de be ka say
o say de lie ko episo bia ko bi
lie night no we ye ba ha be ka so di
my her matches baba ya ha any other games o ma wi a France na bomb say my referee
wọ́n say Henry abekasa no pay say no so Henry say wa hwa AFCON for years a level of officiating we there these guys you know they are not up to class Thierry Henry never can same way no he's even more putting more pressure on the federation
to me
so young congratulate you they've ended referee for those who Ghana and you need
FIFA badge
so we must deserve say omo de better congrats to them
when your Champions League no confederation be there obenya dollars
na original na nam here original na 1 2 3 only say okoka for hotel ontua CAF dollars bibia
something else so you
man to message you pay only say we no man you say to omoka and you come aboard go na tua oka right now you belong to CAF
and like you started tree benz in there like started crazy benz in
there omadjuma na there
you belong to CAF and FIFA
you belong to CAF and FIFA
yeah
pay down
what me come bia
hey yo
meza abre
eba say now we mu na wo so almost sa the Ghana Premier League what you say 10 center referees 10 center referees. Meaning, say, every weekend, be our Ghana Premier League, Yenya Krebenyamu 2 and 3. If you want to change the face of refereeing in your league anymore, we should consistently be using some of these referees to change the narrative. So, on your center referee, minimum say any center referee be qualified to be a fourth referee. Say, San Besia, Mumo Suninanche, no more monitor, no more head, and no more city call. Yaw, and Guasiane Yado, so we can be a bobo, baby, yes, referee, I say, yes, referee, I say, yes, referee, Kwako, I say. One thing is, they need to improve themselves. No more sabe a role model. Improvement today, ya mobile. But how do you become role models? I'm telling you for a fact to say, referees no more your chromas and don't want new role models. Don't want mama for any yes, a referee. It's not all about having the accolades say about FIFA referee. When your match Udi, good for you. CV standard. Bayaw, no kure woman here say. Menu me no tiano me say no. A lot of them are no role models. On the pitch, see the na kosi won say onko dia go kan sie no, ebi mu nye role models. Now komo bebre ni na mabonte na referees per bribe dodo ana referee and na kraketo di ball crazy kraketo agibibi. But me one a genuine error and a genuine mistake akra na ye. Afina akra na be mu bu nketenkete. Menye hwe yesema ese, menye hwe yesema ese. Be appropriate role models from baby awugina. That is all we are asking for. Munimu dwuma so ye na bibi anko ye mfama ye. Na obi antimi fa nto mapa emfemfa. I think it's a milestone to have even a VAR referee from this country. Because you see how officially Daniel Laryea a VAR on the only VAR accredited referee Kuruma say ya. You see ono ya kase the verb on the bedi anymore. On the BC anemu, on the bedi nejuma. That is what yin na yehwe ni mu say Ghanaian referee betime tumpo na ba so body etimi aba. But the me ya. Yes, do not serve as role models for us when you look at the league. Inti efe no emma mo modern na alesco temo entoto mo nyoma ye na enmunyam share the referee nsem ne ba no eba yawo
na nke ne referee ba ko kra be din ko ba
yes
mo za so tight kakra obi an ka say bia mo ye bad so mo ntimi ne but
there should be proper
the magnitude
there should be proper role models for onkoda
of sa afcon na ehwe no
so obi abobo a
lie na be ka kire o mo
oh yes of course
because you have no capacity no say kra en fa half enyema not tension for now
that is it. And at the same time me no say me ka say me say team owners and management ni coaches na so kan obi mo munya so be defend match munya wo no ni games no munya wo mo munyina mo kan obi mu wi na mo se besu munya wo no ni games munya wo mo
usun referee fidi ai dai
usun referee fidi say
usun referee fidi ai dai said I could have two Africa na
Jitunsu oh kwanso ya
Jitunsu oh kwanso Rose FIFA can say receive gift gift
yeah na say baby one ma oh you can give somebody money some fantoso but in a juma professional
when they obi when the boss of the panel na
you see there are obvious decisions some of them take Anna Asifim Victor Simen can say 2 times
legendary picture no catch was so 2 times
Emprenuno aere Kapari status ne mo referees no
oh yeah jiwe no jiwe no hardly
and yet you na sem come more pressure too much oh nobody match our referee why say na referee kasa no more top after half time I've seen it. I've gone to various grounds at half time. I'm one referees in the dressing room.
More pressure.
The referees threatened to even quit the game no money. Now if you do a chopper.
Wow.
No more patch or say referees in Imbedi. So why do you do that? Why do you do that?
Decisions be bad.
And I see I'm a dressing room.
Yeah.
Home team. Couple. What's me taking decisions be one pen?
Yeah.
My dressing room refreshing up for second half. o threaten so obebo me
o refuge na tentene saa ko mi se bi second
half it is second half no me fa adwen be ne ahode me na me
eno no na mo me consider refuge no so kakra yeah
can be I can be mar ya can be tier refuge but to be administrators ni team owners ni supporters mo so mu duebo mo kan wo bi mu duebo pa kapo samba nkomo question na mebusa mo sisi ani ese ese kwa obekọ ipa hwan pa na ebeshi mama kotokofo no
ni asem no
because kotoko is not only losing the center back, they are losing the captain of their side.
Yeah.
Dressing room presence.
Game decider.
On the field coaching.
Yeah.
Key moment.
Yeah.
Kapo. Okuni mo ya eden.
Serious. And I know Zambia or mobile to me I find a solution so the but send in terms or no. You always a league no so running. On a game changer.
So the second round, who lose because we see so one man anko so unya 1 CD.
Of course.
1 CD kura unya.
Whoa. Minim say omo ye do baby. I'm saying an up in crowd and how many supporters no they were having conversation concerning about this thing. I know for sure say they will solve it. Me da say yenim komo na fi yanto aso ene ano pay na bibia so enye kama semens for ababe dunti ene yanto aso semens na ye moye nkomo no na agan no nkomo de edepa until bacho you assume na onso tie nkomo a ye beboy na bibia enye kama pa emfa ema ne day agan o see a tosin rupa wapa boss bibia bokode
nyankopon adumo
God again capsules Mr. Anafi pre-can natural powder and also a techi yomonko makaka
yo kapo medo asipi na ahrefoso ya mo bibia kwaba na ede omaba Pimsign Company Limited Dr. James Amwa ene apamfuni nyina se obibia oguso a otodru bia nyankopon koso nhira no afi program yi omo maji program ya da bia o ye den hwa no behwe no mo yo fans no kapo
yes
utieti mu abontin a udin na ekopa enya sem keto akra enya be na aye ye dia sudan me nyankopon ai ti yes se ne de di kan bia o ti eduro nkan ene ye kamfo eduro ndi ama eduro no ni din pa ne Semens Vital Herbal Mixture and then the capsules and I feel you what pre-care natural powder na you know Semens mixture and the capsules no and now for be able to again no na go ha na on tin nka ti wo no ye no kasa na aka kiro say o pedra udompem o how be wo be yi afiri ho o pedra untinim o how be wo be yi afiri ho a me pacho again and a pre-care natural powder the entire thing say sa edroi eyade a se obi entinimu asisi sa fo no da bia complaints na no den pa me wa bon se men sa him titriti wa na me na him titriti me to ase twetwe me papa bisisi ya me ja obi so complain me tibremo ya me ya pa ubekom obi aba akoye nhwemu bi no bon se sa ni pa na ntinimu asisi nti se eba se ntinimu asisi bon se o complaining machine de we jame no me hu anyi na da bia me ka se eno no ye wo bebre niam pia betimi ama sa wachi bremu na yo ya pa unum se obi wo ma ne yem ye ne ya ulcer otimi complaining se na chi ye ne ya because yeah ulcer peptic ulcer so nya peptic ulcer etimi so wachi e so mfe ai safo no ta eni enya sem keto akra nti se ba se eyanu bia wo de to eduro no na free numbers no ni nkomo afen so bi won ma because we nya spinal stenosis eno no de obia wunyini de obia se ne bia wunyini de wunyini de baba na o nerves no bon se nerves no na narrow and e friend spinal stenosis no nti e say narrowing of the friends and nerves na that wachi no that wachi bremu no sa besu na ase na sa nerves ni mu ketua pe na ayo hawo mo gentimi ni afusa no ye ntu ben so obeti yaw pa obi wa na de na ye herniated because herniated disc vertebra mu no saa vertebra no nkasɛe na ɛwɔ hɔ no spine no nkasɛe no mu no yɛwɔ gel bi ahyehyɛ mfimfini na saa gel na ɛhyɛ mfimfini no ɛno na ɛboa sɛ no paa bo sɛ yɛkasa yɛ hanete na sɛ ahono pia ba epie ba ade ɛbɛyɛ sɛ nerves na ɛda mfimfini hɔ no na ɛkɔ kan bo sɛ kamia nerves no entini no to bo sɛ nipa no complain mati de ma bre ma num nura enko sɛ eduru saa tevia na wo saa no ne yɛka kyerɛ sɛ kɔna kɔta agan no because wo ta agan no nsuo ne topa yɛ ni nyina na to preke natural powder ne ka ho a yɛka kyerɛ sɛ ɛwɔ nuane nura hodo bi a etimi ewura ntini mu na ɛhohoro ntini ma ntini mu da hɔ sɛ ntini mu asisi a sɛ bi asrade bi na adam sɛ mojafi bi na adam he ebeyi yini nyina afro na sa phytochemical ye kan ho asem ye friend nitric oxide na dwuma no ko say intinu akeka tare ana say mu asisi a na yiji ni nyina mu ama moja etime de afusa ne to bon say sai nipa no na tibremo na ye ne ya ne sisi na ye ne ya dentententen na ode ne se ka buei o tena se abuei o gina ho abuei o soa ne ma abu o tam bi wo fom kra de na aya asem we obi so kra de o koni mfitire no emma no konfitire no bosumi aso a konfitire na afere na yawo no anu aye den o se misisi ma ya se hwe me yem ho hwe nyeye se basa wo no de e ka che se kona kota agan no to preke natural powder nka ho na sa wonder wo be hu edrowe ho no wa jise udi adanse se de omo ada bi omo to bi di adanse na afoforo nso to bi no to agan no nsuo ne topa ni nyina no ato preke no so de aka ho na afi no no aye se zoom lion da bia mka wasem no abe prapra chire kra ma to bon se bibia e kama he no bi won so ana ne menses no ne de no atiko sa no so aye o hawo na me bisa wo se onyankopon se 21 days to 36 days bia o so ba bia konfichire wo konfichire bosome miensa ne wonko bi da obi kra de afe efie mienu obi se me koye family planning na free hono na mentimi konfitire obi so se me de ende me nya hwe no ansa atiko ubisa ni mfie so yesen a ni mfie no so nkyere se watwabra enso ono so a onsa anyem ono so ntimi konfitire me sesa nipa no kona kota aduro ni bi na de to wie ya ye numbers ne hu hia papa utọ no afre na afi ye no adi nkomo ya kire kwan abefa so aben maduro na bibia ye kama de ama na afi so obu a ne bosome ba ko timi konfitire be emprenu eno so basa na ayo hawo me pacho basa ni nyina dukro na uto nsuo na totopa no atopreke na ka ho no afre ne no akasa na bibia e kama ma ho afi de obi jane nan a obehu moja ko paawo mu no me pacho sai ni pei edro ebeje wo no e ya gan me pacho uhu sa ne ma na visro ne e friend hemorrhoids anase koko no e ya gan e na akwa akoto no atopreke ne de aka ho ebia na wo de no sabi ukokobu yiba kra me pacha o de to eduru no na frɛ nye nkyerɛ ne ma bi ma anya nka ho saa kokobu na ohu no ni nyina be firi ho ebekɔ a ensa ma biem na bibia e kama ma ho nyina nso obeto eduru no afrɛ numbers no na afen so obu anande na betuatua ne to kwan na no ni nyina be hye betete bibia be firi ho akwa ma ho nti we ka se internal hemorrhoids de muja no ko jana na muja ba be stop it afi so external dia betuatua ho no ni nyina so be hyehye ama bia na afi wo sisi na da bia wo complaining sisi aye me ya che ni nyina afiri ho akwa ama ni nyina so okoto agan no ato preke natural powder no e de aka ho afi so make us say o de to ase na twetwem da bia wo huna mane wa bob na ba me to ase de minim makoti edro bi so se de yen me pa cho nti edro bi aso edupa no na unyanya eno anti ne kanfo agan ene preke natural powder ndi ama no tobi na de fresh anam